Hi YouTube, just a quick update. Thought I'd show you some recent vinyl finds of very different variations that I found when I was to the town Solna this weekend. Um, it's very varied, this bunch of albums, but also quite cheap. And also I got a big bunch of very cheap singles, but I don't think I'll bother showing them now. Nothing really special there. But I can show you the albums I found. I've been quite interested in Humor Diodato, or I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but Brazilian composer and arranger. I've seen him making arrangements on other artists' albums. I mean, like Roberta Flack's "Killing Me Softly." He made the string arrangement on Jesse, I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I've seen his records now and then, but I never really bothered buying them. But now I thought, well, why not? I haven't listened to them yet, but I like his arrangements that I've heard on on other records. So I look forward to listen to this. It's first Cuckoo from 1975 and Prelude from 1972, I think. 72? Doesn't say. I think so. I think it's from 1972. Right. Then I found a Cadet album by the Ramsey Lewis Trio, The In Crowd. Very nice. I got the idea of or I was introduced to the music of Ramsey Lewis by a fellow student at the university, maybe 10, 12 years ago now. 12 years ago. So I haven't bought that much with Ramsey Lewis because, well, I don't know. I haven't found it so cheaply. But all these albums that I'm going to show you now were very cheap. So, all right. This beauty, Blues by Basie from 1955 on Columbia. It's a bit worn there, alas, but I'll show you. It's got the red label with the 6 eyes, or 6 Columbia eyes. Not that common in Sweden. I think this was probably released on Philips for the Swedish market back then. Okay, then we got Albert Ammons, Pete Johnson, and Meatlax Lewis, Boogie Woogie Trio on Storyville. Looks like this. And Storyville. These are broadcasts from the Sherman Hotel, September and October 1939. Never before released. Well, before it was released here. That's the Storyville label. Yeah, I spoke about Philips having the rights to issue Columbia material during the 1950s. American Columbia material. And we got probably a very good example of that here. Take It Bunny, Bunny Berrigan and His Boys. It's old recordings from the 1930s, obviously, and it starts off with probably one of the best jazz recordings, jazz ballads ever recorded. I Can't Get Started. I got that on a 12-inch 78 RPM. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So, Bunny Berrigan, not as famous as he ought to be. Then I talked about Dag Vag and their now, alas, late leader and singer, Stig Wig. I found 3 more Dag Vag records. This is a maxi single, 45, 12-inch, 45 RPM, Blötrum, Kinesiska muren. I read that when this was released, it was released same price as a 7-inch single. So because Dag Vag, they weren't at all happy with the result. They thought, well, we can't charge them full price for this crap. But it wasn't crap, and it sold very good. not just because of the low price. This is another Dag Vag album, 7 lyckliga elefanter, 7 happy elephants. And their second album, which is a live album, Scen with these. Now over to a classic record that I, for some strange reason, haven't had on vinyl before. I've got it on CD, but not on vinyl. And of course I should, because I'm a great fan of this artist, especially these work from the early 70s. And if I say Reginald White, well, most of you know it's Elton John. And if I say his most famous album in the early 70s, well, of course it's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. And I bought this very, very cheaply, and it's in great condition. Well, the sleeve is a bit worn at places, but the albums look very good at DJM Records. Got it on CD. I think I also got the DVD documentary classic albums, or whatever the name was. So it's quite different, quite a big variety, a very eclectic collection, as somebody pointed out. So, but let's continue with some British entertainment legends, but a bit earlier than Elton John. It's Flanagan and Allen, Down Forget-Me-Not Lane, on Ace of Clubs. This is an issue from the early 60s, 1962, on Ace of Clubs, which was a Decca imprint, recordings from the late 30s and early 40s. I've got another Flanagan and Allen collection, also released on Ace of Clubs. Very sentimental and nice music. Okay, stay in England, but we jump forward around 30 years. George Harrison, Dark Horse. For some strange reason, I'm a great George Harrison fan too. I haven't had this before, but now I have it. And this next item, I don't know. I haven't listened to it yet, but I know that there are really legends in the United States. Nobody has really heard about them here in Sweden, apart from all the references in American movies to these three guys. We're talking about the Three Stooges, the Nonsense Songbook, where the songs like the alphabet song, Three Little Fishes, Itty Pitty Poo, if you know that, the Abba Dabba Honeymoon, Two Little Birdies, Chicory Chick, Play Simple Melody, Old MacDonald Had a Farm. This is issue on MCA, but it's a reissue from the 80s, so it's from 1984. So it was costed almost nothing. Over to a more serious Swedish artist, great interpreter of other songwriters' songs. Was contemporary with the Swedish legend Cornelis Vreeswijk. This man is a legend in his own right, but not as much as a songwriter, because he didn't really know how to do that. We're talking about Fred Åkerström, and this is album Dagseglar åt kapitalismen from Metronome, recorded by Metronome, and I think it's from 1960. 66, 67, not really sure. I have written it down and I checked it, but I can't remember it now, and I don't bother looking for it. Okay, this I paid a bit more for, but still, it's an interesting compilation of I back to good old Britain and the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. I got some of their albums. I haven't been able to find all of them, but this is a quite good compilation, The History of the Bonzos, on United Artists. It's from 1970 something, early 70s probably, after they stopped playing together. And well, it's many nice images and texts and clips, and altogether an enjoyable listening experience if you like the corny stuff. Okay, we'll end up with two more corny items. Talk about the two Ronnies, the best of me, the very best of me, and the very best of him. It's a compilation album on the BBC records from 1980, well, mid 80s, I think. Um, I think there were four albums released during the 70s with material from their TV show, and I got them all. I like them. I like them, especially Ronnie Corbett. Um, Another comedy couple from the lovely, good old United Kingdom or Great Britain was Eric Morecambe and Ernie Weiss. Morecambe and Weiss. Get out of that. I know that they released several albums, but I haven't been able to find any of their albums other than the compilation CD before I found this one. Um, and this is a Philips album. It says 1966 on the label, but this is a later reissue from the probably late 70s, early 80s. But it's funny stuff nevertheless. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's all for now. As I said, I bought a big pile of 45 RPMs too, but nothing really special. Some interesting things, but well, I don't bother showing them now. So, well, hope somebody found this slightly interesting. Bye bye.